they ran up on you and they weren't able to rob you, what happened after that?
Well, after that, they decided, like I said, that they would try to take me out. You know what I'm saying? Because one day I was coming in through the city and I ran into them and they followed me out Maryland. And that's when they took shots at me and tried to take me out.
Okay, and what happened with that? Did you end up getting hit?
Yeah, yeah. Like I said, they drove up on the side of me and they let off a hail of bullets, but I was able to turn and maneuver the vehicle. And a lot of them sprayed the truck, but it was one that was able to come in and hit me in my arm.
Oh, okay, but it wasn't detrimental or anything.
Nah, nah, nah. I was able to pull the fragment out of my arm myself.
Okay, and from that didn't slow you down either.
Nah.
Okay, and so after you got shot, not long after, that's when you had some good news that you had a daughter on the way.
Right.
You tell me about that?
Yeah, yeah. Like I said, I was excited, that I had a baby girl on the way. It was my first child. And like I said, she was born in April of 1989. So, what I'm saying, I was just really excited about it, and I wanted to do everything for her.
Yeah. And so all this is 89. And so can you tell me how 1990 started?
1990 started off good because, like I said, what I remember from the 90s was the 300 90Z that came out. So, I was buying cars, and, like I said, we were just like, still, we were like I said, young. We were now 20. So, I was acting like a 20-year-old, having fun, going out shopping, you know, um, trying to be more of an adult. So, like I said, the hustle game, continued. We was continuing making money. Like I said, each year, I was expanding because I was getting newer and newer people that was coming a part of my team.
Okay, and at that point, where all did you expand to outside of Montana?
Over Greenway, like I said, Larchmont, Nova Avenue, um, Frederick, Maryland, Michigan Park, 12th Street, Edgewood, Little T Street, Little Lincoln Road. So it's quite a few places. Langdon Park, 18th and D, Maryland Avenue. So it was quite a few, and some other places I just have to think about that. I was giving people work to.
Okay, okay. And so at that time you riding high, but then tragedy strikes.
Right.
Can you tell me about that?
Yeah, yeah. Like I said, I was on a high. Everything was going good. Like I said, as I thought it was. But then in 1991, um, that's when my son was born. And 2 weeks after being born, he died. So, that was really a tragedy in my life right then and there. That was something I didn't understand because I was 20 something. So I thought God was punishing me for selling drugs in the street. That's how I took it at that time. So, you know, um, I had a lot of mixed feelings, at that particular time.
Yeah, and that's when you started to kind of reevaluate everything.
Yeah, it was the death of my son because I felt that God had got my attention, and I needed to make an adjustment. So the death of him, stirred me in the mind frame that I was ready to give up the game.
Okay, so and then not long after that, that's when everything got real hot.
Yeah, yeah. Then that's when like I said, I had been investigated for. I was under investigation for the whole entire time that I was selling the drugs. I didn't know about it. That I found out later, but I was under investigation. So, a couple members, that was close to me, they had got taken down, and then that's when the SWAT team and the helicopters and everything was flying above my house in Montgomery County, coming to get an individual that was in my house, and that's when I knew the time was the gig was up.
Okay, and so how did you walk away? Can you tell me about that?
The way I walked away was, like I said, in '92. It was like this. I had just made up my mind, and I wanted to go cold turkey. You know what I'm saying? And me, I'm a determined person. So if I decide there's something that I'm going to stop doing, I do that. So in '92, I went around and got in contact with everybody that I was giving work to, and told them they could have it. You know, and they could no longer contact me. I contact them, and all beepers, the cell phones, anything that I had that they can get in contact with me, I threw it in the river.
Okay, and then how did they take to that?
Well, a lot of them thought I was crazy, and a lot of them were really upset because I'm saying, they look forward to me continuing, to serve them, you know what I'm saying? But I always told them in the beginning it would be a day that I would walk away. So they knew I would walk away one day. They didn't believe it and didn't know when it would come. And I didn't know what day it would come, but I knew it was a reality that I was going to walk away.
Yeah. And so after you walked away, what was your next plan of action?
When I was in the game, I got in real estate. You know what I'm saying? Then I got into the music business. So those were my transitions. I was going from the drug game to the music business and to the real estate business.
Okay, and then you hit it big in real estate.
Yeah, I did good. I was able to get my mother two houses and plus investment properties. You know, um, that's what I had did during that time.
Okay, so you turned it around and went completely legit cold turkey without any relapses.
Yes, exactly.
Any regrets?
Nah, no, I don't regret nothing. I'm glad it turned out the way it did because with the court system being a 99.6% conviction rate, only less than that 1% of four walk away or walk out the door. So I'm one of those. So, that's very few people who could say that.
And that's why you call yourself clandestine hustler.
Exactly.
Okay, so in the '90s, you started a record label.
Yes, Montana Records.
Can you tell me about that?
Yeah, I was up Georgetown one day, Fats, my man from up northwest. He had a nephew, P.O.P. that was a rap artist, and they had been working with some other people, and they saw me in Georgetown. I was shopping as I normally do, just buying a bunch of clothes and things of that nature, and he introduced his nephew to me, and he was telling me that he was rap. He wanted to be a rapper. Although I didn't know anything about the business, I just said, "Okay, call me tomorrow." And from him calling me tomorrow, that's when I went in and copyright and trademark Montana Records, and I started the company.
Okay, and then later on, that's when you got DCGs and all them.
Yeah. I would have the artists as DCGs, OMG, ECN, and quite a few other people that I dealt with in the music scene in DC.
Okay, and so you completely turned your life around, and what would you say your hope for the community is now?
Well, my hope for the community is for the community to unity, because there's so many differences out there, and a lot of our differences are the same. So it would be good for our brothers to come together so that they could be role models for the upcoming young men and their own children and other people's children.
Yeah, and do you see a difference in the street culture now compared to back then?
Yeah. Back then, it was a little more love. You know what I'm saying? We knew each other. We knew a lot of the people who were in the game. So their families growing up. But today, all those ties are cut off. And like I said, I'm not out there in the street because it's the youth, but you know, it's a little more crazier now because they don't have any direction. You know what I'm saying? And a lot of them are not willing to listen to the ancestors and the elders that were before them.
Yeah. And I remember you said you told everybody that the game would be filled with nothing but snitches.
Yeah.
And you almost got snitched on before you got out, correct?
Yes. Yes.
Can you tell me about that?
Yeah. Um, like I said, I had a family member, like I said, who we were all dealing with the same plug. But me, I was apprehensive. I started taking a notice and paying attention to him because I felt that he may go left on me. And so I did, and my family members, they continued to work with him, and they wound up being in prison. And also, my New York homie, Lou, he got locked up behind the same individual too. That was a friend of his. They grew up, they knew each other before I did, but they came to DC together.
Oh, okay, so he was from New York.
Yeah, he's from New York. Yeah, he came and he snitched on my DC cousins.
Okay,
Not just friends; these was my family members.
yeah, and then also Ray had contacted you.
Oh yeah, yeah. Ray had called. Yeah, this is like in '92. He had called me on the phone, and it was kind of strange because he called on the phone, and I hadn't given him my number, so automatically to me, I understand anybody that you speak to in jail, the phone calls are recorded. It tells you that, but a lot of people go against it. So, I was just curious and trying to figure out why was Ray, trying to contact me, while he was in jail. And once he presented his offer, I immediately told him no because I knew that the feds was listening to that, and all I had to do was say yeah, and then that would put me in jail.
And did you and Ray even have that type of relationship like that?
I mean, like in the beginning, like I said, in the beginning of the game, I was getting some work from Ray. I wasn't one of his employees. I was buying it from him. So, we knew of each other. He knew I was buying, the work from him. But, we didn't hang out or anything. I mean, I could see him in the Metro Club and say what's up. And everywhere I see him, we'll speak and show love. But, I really wasn't on his team. You know what I'm saying? I was one of the people who was buying the weight from Ray.
Okay, okay. And so since then, kept your nose clean, legitimized everything, went in the music business, went into real estate, and so and you've been quiet for 30 plus years. So and with this new fame, what do you want to do with this?
Well, like I said, continue to empower and inspire, youth. You know what I'm saying? Because there were so many mentors before me that, I was hard headed that gave me good info that helped me out. And so, I want to give the same thing back to, who's ever listening and whoever responding.
Okay, and what are you currently working on?
Currently, like I said, I'm completed the book, you know what I'm saying, that's coming out, Taco Montana, Clandestine Hustler. And right now, I'm getting back into the real estate game, and I'm working on, the things that I do right now. I'm in the stock game. You know what I'm saying? So I have a lot of stock options. You know what I'm saying? I got Bitcoin. I got ETFs. You know what I'm saying? I got a lot of Apple stock, GE. I got a lot of stock that I've purchased over the years.
Okay. And what would you say is in the future for you?
Um, my future looks like me seeing my son become an entrepreneur, like my daughter is. My daughter's an entrepreneur. She got a couple businesses. So the future is to see my son become an entrepreneur, so that he'll continue to have generational wealth. Which I'll leave him that. But that's what my futures are. My plans are is to make sure that I get him to become an entrepreneur, so he's servant of himself.
Okay, how old is he now?
He's 17. He's still in high school. It's last year, so Want to get him out and make him an entrepreneur.
Okay, cool. Well, that about does it. So, anything else you want to tell the people?
I love you and pick up the Taco Montana, Clandestine Hustler, Barnes and Noble, and Amazon.
And you want to promote your page or anything?
Yeah, you can follow me on IG at the Real Taco Montana, and also you can follow me on the Taco Montana on Facebook. You know,
Cool. All right. So that's it. Appreciate you coming by.
thanks, man. I appreciate it.